Should be an exciting one.
Should
We
be an
got a
exciting.
Tarmogoyf dice.
Are we gonna roll this Tarmogoyf dice? Yes.
So I noticed there on the loading screen, Nihiri has a pretty big nose. I know that's kind of your thing.
I do. So I've never dated like a full-blown Jewish woman, but I do like large noses.
Okay.
It's. I mean, I wouldn't say like go out of my way.
I just know that like that's kind of your wheelhouse is the large nose wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's my wheel. You know, some guys like short girls, some guys like blondes.
You like
Big noses.
big noses.
Good hair. It's a requirement.
Sure.
All right.
All right, let's see what we got. We got black, white, has some lands. Looks like there's an Avacyn in there.
It looks like we got 2 keeps. It's exciting. Two sevens.
Yeah.
I almost.
Starting off with an Evolving Wilds.
I love the 6 with a scry though.
Yeah.
It's very close. That was a great rule change.
Yeah, it's much better than the Paris. It makes it so much better for Modern, too.
Absolutely. There's a great article about that, about how Modern tests a different set of skills than Standard does.
I would believe it.
Yes, we find the planes, which
It's pretty good Plains art. I can appreciate that one.
yeah, I like that one. I love the Zen cards that make you feel like you're floating in the middle of, you know, a weird matrix of hedrons.
Like that one.
Yeah, that one, I feel like I'm not on a stable thing. We got some frustration in second planes.
I guess you should have fetched for the swamp. Like, if you had a black 2-drop, I don't know why you fetched for the swamp to begin with. But
I don't know, I'm not sure what this deck is up to.
so I saw,
I would imagine a Liliana in turn 3 would be ideal.
perhaps, I didn't see a Liliana's hand. Pretty sure I saw a Thought Knot Seer and an Archangel Avacyn.
Okay. So we're just getting to that 3 to 5 range, casting big butts, big guys. I think we might just be flooded in general. So I think the important thing to remember here is that if your opponent isn't progressing, it's not like the worst thing to be a little mana flooded.
It's better to be mana flooded than mana screwed in that situation for sure.
Right.
With the freaking Spellmaster too. Wow.
I was that was one of my first steps in limiting my incredible amount of tilt that I used to go on, is that
Used to go.
I've been much better recently, I'd like to think, but
Sure.
you gotta realize that, like, you know, your opponent's not, you know, how much further ahead are they getting? Needs to see a big one here. It looks like he had more than 7 at the end of his turn.
Yeah, probably has to discard.
I'd resolve that first.
Oh, he's discarded that instead of the Kozilek's return for some reason.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he-
gonna exile the Kozilek's return.
You should have discarded the Kozilek's return at a turn. Would have been a much better play than discarding the forest.
I guess if you know your opponent's gonna Thought Knot Seer you.
Well, like the whole
It
point
makes
of the
it
Temurge deck is to flash that back at instant speed.
Is
So
that
you
is that the
actively
game?
want it. Yeah, that's. So you like wipe their board, and you have an Elder Deep Fiend. You tap down, so it's basically like a time walk,
Say, I bet you won't druid.
and then you play your Emrakul.
Boom.
Sure. This guy's got all the land cards
No. In your hand.
into his hand.
Sounds good.
Hedron Crawler for Tony Mason. Perfect turn 5 play.
Go. Tapping all 5 for a... Yep.
Smash 'em.
Smash them. See, this is something I would like to be doing in standard. I'm not sure it's the best thing to do in standard.
I'm pretty sure it's not, but
But I would be very happy to be.
right.
If,
So
if this
looking
were a
at this
tier 1
board-
thing to do in standard.
Sure. That can't be right.
Yeah, you want to flip those blockers if you're gonna block at all.
It's really interesting because right now the board position favors Tony greatly, obviously. But
Right.
if that Kozilek's return were in his yard instead of exile,
He
he'd
would
just
be
the-
behind by a mile.
Right, he'd have one card away from just completely sealing the deal here.
Right.
Yes.
Did he not trigger the Primal Druid either?
Yeah, it doesn't
Upon
look like it.
death?
Dookie.
It looks like he was just like very focused on getting these spiderlings out there.
So does this emerge deck play a swamp? I feel like I want a swamp.
Most lists don't. I don't know if Tyler's deck does. That was the first thing I saw when I was looking at Temur Emergence. So I'm like, where's the swamp?
Show me a swamp.
But you really just want consistency, I guess, in your mana base.
Yeah, but I mean, he's already we're how many spells into the game, and he's gotten land with like 3 of them or 4 of them.
Oh, I agree.
Vessel of Nascency.
I guess the idea is like you're never gonna want to not block with your little spider dudes because
Sure.
they're just gonna die to a Kozilek's return anyway.
That Ishkanah survives, I suppose. Can we see the stats on that? Let's pull that one up.
It's a 3/5, so it's gonna die too.
Is it gonna die? Everybody's
They're
gonna die,
all
huh?
dead. If he can get to that point. This Ishkana really stalls the board a bit, but if he does have that Avacyn in hand, like it looked like he did, then swinging in here could give him a pretty big advantage. Sword's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Bless him.
I'm always impressed with how much loyalty that guy comes in with. It never feels like something I can take care of right away. I'm just always like, ugh.
That's why Ruinous Path is so good right now.
Yeah, lots
Just
of powerful
answers them
planeswalkers.
cleanly.
Take 5.
Oh, we've got Nissa's Chosen up there.
This is a magic card from the past now. It used to matter to have these in your deck because a planeswalker, like we were just referencing, could go and find them. One of the original iterations of Nissa.
The original iteration of Nissa.
Was that
actually.
the first one?
I believe that
Okay.
was the first one.
Yeah. One of the earlier
Other than that, it's just an Elvish. Was it an Elvish warrior?
Elvish warrior.
Yeah.
Colors.
Right? 4, 6, 7.
Yeah, those were good days when you could Nissa and you could get the Chosen. I think her ultimate like lets you get all the elves out of your
Yeah,
deck
every
or something.
elf.
Yeah,
You just get all of them.
which is fun. Doesn't your brother play the elf?
Yeah, he
The elf
plays
EDH.
the elf commander deck, and he always like gets so hyped when he plays that Nissa.
The elf DH.
Seven.
Yeah, and you just see Soren start to go back up here. And there's no real good. I mean, I guess you can keep it at parity with the Pilgrim's Eye, but that doesn't seem like a great idea. Sure. Okay, vessels in the graveyard. I'm a big procedures guy. I want things to be where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there. Yeah, looks like two Reality Smashers and Soren.
He had another turn there, I think.
overcame him.
Sure. So you could have like double blocked spiders on
On
reality
smashers, put the eye in front of the thing.
giving himself another turn. But I really think that letting that Kozilek's return go to exile instead of just getting in the graveyard as soon as possible
Yeah.
really affected his chances of winning the game.
So if I'm gonna build a deck with 4 Kozilek's return, how many creatures to trigger it do you think you want? Somewhere in the 6 range.
You don't need that many, because in these decks you're playing Grapple with the Past, Vessel of Nascency. You're digging for them. Like
Oh,
that's
sure.
what you're trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like 3, 4.
Right.
You don't need a lot.
Considering one of them's Emrakul too. It's
Right.
And the Gamercool.
I think it makes Emrakul and these decks make Standard a lot more exciting. Because you could be looking at, 7 creatures on board. You're just like stone dead next turn. You just rip that Emrakul, flash back the Kozilek's return, and then it's just game over.
Sure. Yeah, it's definitely one of those situations where it's like I said before, I tend to, when I get behind in a game, I start to drift off or get discouraged, but it sounds like a deck like Temur Emerge, you can play well,
Hmm.
and you draw, you hit 1 or 2 good draw steps, and playing well all the way up that, even from behind,
Oh yeah.
really lets you back in the game. You always have that fighting chance. Feels good. That's a feel good.
That doesn't feel good. So the sideboard here is a little bit strange. Obviously, Temur Emerge is a pretty standard deck. So Tony probably has a good idea of what Tyler's playing. I don't know if Tyler has a good idea of what Tony's playing. But depending on whether he's playing the Infinite Obliteration, can change his sideboarding quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
This Temur Emerge deck is the one that can play a Coax from the Blind Eternities in the sideboard,
Sure.
which is pretty sick.
Yeah, so you could... Yeah, so it's kind of like a re-sideboard in response to Tony's sideboard.
Right.
Maybe they'll reprint them.
Leveling, as it were. Yeah, that's an exciting interaction. I don't know what I would take out here if I were Tyler. All the cards seem pretty important.
So you can say or shave on like Primal Druids, and like he's probably running some number of Fiery Impulses or things like that he can take out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, have you seen all those lands? They sucked. Especially the reveal ones.
Oh, we're re-sleeving our sideboard. Generally not something you want to do, especially in a format with like double face cards.
Sure. So we know he's not bringing in any Duskwatch Recruiters, Lambholt
Those aren't
Pacifists.
coming in for sure. Also, no
I wonder if-
Brazella combo coming in on the sideboard. Like,
Noted.
that's not happening.
I wonder if Lambholt Pacifist would be the kind of card you would definitely want to sideboard in against Tony. I feel like turn 2 that against somebody that's, Thought Seer is one of his premium drops.
Yeah, if you're trying to be aggressive, sure. Another thing that these Temur Emerge decks can do is bring in like an Ulamog. Just be like, all right, you got my Emrakuls. Here's an Ulamog.
Oh, cool.
I'd also like to see if he's running the Sanctum of Ugin, which is a pretty interesting choice.
I saw one in play.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that helps a lot. Apparently, we only have one player now.
Yeah, Tony went to I think he's registering to vote.
Okay. Well, while he's doing that, I'd like to remind everybody that today, Wednesday, August 31st, is Corn Dog Day at Sonic, where you can swing by your local Sonic and pick up a 50-cent corn dog. Actually, as many 50-cent corn dogs as you'd like.
As many as there's limitless.
As far as I know, they let me have 4. I would assume there's no limit because there's nothing mentioned, but I'm sure as you get to like the upper bounds are just like, sir, you're being ridiculous.
I would love to see the silly things you would do if you were like a multi-millionaire. Because like
I thought about while I was driving through there, just be
throwing a
like,
hundo down on a
Right.
corn dog, that would just be.
I'd like 200 corn dogs and just like run back to my office and just make it rain corn dogs on people.
It's
That-
fantastic.
I would absolutely do that.
You wouldn't even really need to be a millionaire. You just, if you had a comfortable living, you could do that for funsies one time.
Sure. Yeah, if I was making like 6 figures, I would do that. Like
Yeah,
on a
yeah,
fairly
that's what-
consistent basis.
Right, sure.
You can start a GoFundMe account. Just to, like give me lots of money and see the ridiculous things I do.
It'd be like
Oh, I bought a car. Oh, I'm so silly.
it'd be like that Blink 182 music video. Oh. Alright, so Tyler's going to be on the play here. Let's see if he's going to keep it. He's really looking through.
Oh, we're
We
going
have
to
a-
6 for Tony.
So he's going to 6. I'm going to assume that means Tyler kept 7.
I'm going to assume that it means Tony had 7 non-lane cards and is just rage mulliganing.
Yeah, I've been known to do that. You snap off the mulligan
He's
before
like,
my...
"Ah."
Fine, 6! Just plop the cards down on my deck and shuffle.
It's pretty awkward for the other player because they're like, well, I was supposed to announce first, but now I guess I'll just wait until you draw your 6 and then announce.
Right? Whatever.
It's free information. You never want to give that away.
Certainly not the way Sonic's giving away corn dogs today
Yeah, they're pretty out
for
of
50
control.
cents a piece.
Yeah, they're not giving them away, but they might as well be giving them away.
Right?
50 cents doesn't buy anything these days.
Bought me a couple dark rituals today.
There you go.
I found out that one's only a quarter.
It'll buy you a boneless wing at BW3s on Thursdays.
Well, you certainly know where all the hot food deals are throughout the week, don't you?
I try to stay up on it.
I used to stay up on that stuff when I was really, had the lean times.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a Shambling Vent against 2/4. Primal Druid stayed in the deck.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh, and here we got a turn 2 play.
Some discard going. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we
transgressive.
go.
See this hand. Just lay
So
it
this
out
card,
there.
this card exiles a card 3 or greater.
Clash of Wills.
Yeah, that's the promo Clash Wills. You can win that at Friday Night Magic. Watch Friday Night Magic on our stream live here every week
Or come play at GameSwap Mason.
at GameSpot Mason.
Little
We have-
known fact, it's named after Tony Mason.
And he's left Kozilek's Return in hand and had him discard the Nissa's Pilgrimage. I'm 100% sure John Douglas is going to tell me this was a mistake.
I didn't get a good look at the lands in his hand. Like, if he's really worried about him ramping into something, but he didn't have anything to ramp into.
Right.
So, I don't know. No follow up on 3. It's a little bit awkward. You gotta assume he's sitting on, like, Reality Smasher, though.
Absolutely.
This island is a matter of fact.
There's Cup Island. Reprint out of the original Zendikar.
I prefer Scoops Island.
Oh, you...
The Scoops Island, yeah.
Okay.
You're not casting anything?
I call it the Cup Island. I don't know why.
It's scoops. Like 2 scoops of raisins.
Bowl of Raisin Bran. Which... Is there any sales on Raisin Bran going on?
We need to check that in between rounds.
Alright, you guys can...
It's
Google-
Labor Day
Goo-
weekend, so
Google that. Put the best price on Raisin Bran in the Twitch chat for us.
as a special bonus to our listeners, if one of the prices is reasonable enough, I will go pick up a bowl of Raisin Bran, or a box of Raisin Bran, after this stream. And eat it.
That's a top 5 cereal. Alright, so we got more passing back and forth. Here's the 5th land. I think I see an Avacyn in the hand there. He's
Some
playing that.
gamesmanship,
He's playing
some
that frustration
gamesmanship.
hard, though. I love it. Love it. Alright,
Oh, I
the
could
draw
have attacked
step.
with my shambling.
Oh man, now
the
he's
game's been
really giving the
shifted.
business.
Yeah, we're landing on thick here.
Really only nets him 1 life if he were to make that play.
Yeah, I don't really think he's.
I don't. He might not be gamesmanshipping it because he saw the Clash of Wills on the Transgress the Mind.
Right.
So I guess he's just playing around.
Attempt to bash in and Abyss.
Yeah, here he is. He's gonna play into. Yeah, just the one.
Right?
Yep. Alright, on tap. There's the payoff spell.
Oh, get it. Please have a land in hand. Please have a land in hand. That's the worst feeling.
It would. I mean, he could have paid 2 on it, but
Yeah, yeah.
oh man, when your payoff spell gets it too, it's tough.
Wait this whole time. Clash all your stuff. Sharp as sharp. Yeah, you got it.
Grappling with the pass here.
I bet you get an Emrakul.
So we have instant artifact creature. Yeah, I don't like getting
Instant-
Emrakul there.
Instant sorcery artifact. Is grapples an instant?
Yeah.
Instant artifact creature. You don't get Emrakul there. You get another grapple. You wait for your next grapple to,
In this card forever.
Well, you can't get a grapple. I think you
or
take the Ishkana.
you wait for a grapple to get the Emrakul back.
Right. You might just be running multiple Emrakuls too.
Back in stone.
Those guys have been declared to be in stone.
Yeah, but at this point, like,
Yeah, we
You're
get
just
two
better off
two
with
clues
clue.
is 2 clues is better than 2 scoops at
sacrifice
this point in
the
the
wrong
game.
clue. Yeah, there we go. Maintain some artistic integrity here.
All living creatures.
Block.
All minus creatures.
So yeah, declaration. So it's almost bad there.
Oh, count up delirium.
The guys don't
Yeah,
really
that's right. Exactly. Get him out of here.
the guys don't really matter. And I definitely think
Right.
drawing 2 cards is huge.
It can matter for emerging
Sure.
I'm pretty sure.
the Elder Deep Fiend, but I don't know if he has it or
Target
what.
with a grapple. I got rid of that so you wouldn't cast it.
Tap like this, it says.
Bet you get him out.
Can't get a mountain.
Attempt to get a mountain and apologize.
He's got the throwback forest too. This forest is from the original Zendikar, reprinted.
I was gonna say.
I like his
remember
choices.
seeing Chivalry last game. Do you not have basic mountains? Not at least one?
Judge me. I like the turn.
Alright, man.
So he's got a Kozilek's Return in hand for sure.
Yeah, we know that from the earlier
There might have another
Transgress.
Emrakul.
Plus.
Land.
Probably. 3!
Displacer. Haven't seen that card in a little while. Kind of fell out of favor in the Coco decks.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in standard. I saw it last night during the modern tournament.
Sure.
Coasted to a clash of it.
Card's fantastic.
La, 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 la. That song's been stuck in my head all day for absolutely no reason.
So an Emrakul here is absolutely insane. He's got the mana to cast it, but I don't think he has one.
Gosh, Emrakul, while you're putting a sword in play, you can just like negative it down to fire damage at Emrakul, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything.
You got it.
You can do it to target itself, I believe. Because it's creature or planeswalker.
Oh, nice.
And then it dies by save-based effects. They don't gain a life, which is... There it is.
Super,
9.
Emrakul turns are my favorite. Mindslaver turns are my favorite, but Emrakul turns are...
Right, close enough to make the top two.
Sure.
So he gets to take Tony's turn here.
Oh, infinite obliteration.
Oh man.
I don't know if infinite obliteration is opponent or player. Let's see if he makes the good move of tapping the Caves of Koilos to damage. That's like the first
That's
thing.
yeah, step one. I would Thought Knot Seer and then Soren my Thought Knot Seer
Okay.
and then cast Infinite Obliteration and fail to find anything.
I guess I have to show you.
Yeah.
Choose to not exile yourself. You choose a lot.
Yeah. You have to. Thanks, bro.
He had two of them.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say he just chose the card that Tony would have chose. You're not supposed to play well for your opponent.
Down 16 all.
I'm gonna name Primal Brute.
Why are you naming a card that's in your deck?
Literally, at that point, you named the funniest Magic card you can think of.
I would name Evil Eye of Ormsbygor.
Blood Pet.
Blood Pet is solid.
Alright, let's see if he gets the negative Soren. Actually, he might have just done himself a favor, because drawing Primal Druid's, like, bad.
Sure.
So...
He could have also just not found any.
Sure.
But he actively wanted to get him out of his deck, I guess. I mean, that's fine.
Go to 23.
Alright, so Soren down.
Draws from the... Alright. And now Tony gets a turn at his own turn, right?
Yes.
Oh, he's got this Blighted Fen.
It's typically the way this goes. Like, the first one's gonna die. But you set him so far back that it doesn't really matter.
Sacrifice.
Done.
Yes, sir.
Happy?
Yay!
Mountain.
I am kind of happy.
I like popping in here, not waiting.
What?
Octopus.
Yeah, because in this situation, he's just selected to give himself an extra turn. Right? I'm seeing... Yeah, he's got plenty. So you can just tap a bunch of things, call it even.
I don't even know if I like doing that right now. I might just like see what he does and then run out a Codelix return to make the flashback available for when I cast the Elder Deep Fiend later.
Okay.
But I mean, we got it, you might as well fire it off, I guess.
Right. If you got it, flaunt it.
There you go.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Alright. Drop turn.
Little push back
That's
there, make
cool.
sure that you
Yeah.
assert yourself,
Take
keep your
off.
side of the board on the side of the board.
Why'd you do anything?
This is my favorite card.
Favorite card has been announced.
Yeah.
We're getting another, we're vesseling again.
Yep.
Codelix return in the yard is pretty big here. I don't know where we put it, but
It's over there.
it's somewhere. Alright, so get it for 5 here. Cast a Griffs. Draw a card. Seems a little bit lackluster. But here we are. Don't tap that mountain.
Don't emerge your Griff either. Good choice. Guy took care of business.
Took care of business. Just hard casts and fatties.
There we go. Now Tony gets kind of empty his hand a little bit onto the board.
So he's got 7 mana. I think he can only cast this Reality Smasher is probably the best call here. Or we can run out Eiley and displace it.
Yeah,
Oh, no, there you go.
Yeah, sure. It's a great way to spend 7 mana. Ailey's big here. He gets to block the 5/5. And
5/6. Excuse you.
oh, I'm sorry, it is a 5/6. I played with that card too. It gets blocked the 5/6, and it's big enough on the butt to survive the first half of a Kozilek's return.
15.
Alright, that was an aggressive block with the Griff.
Yeah, I guess he's gonna get
Oh,
back
he's
to
gonna
Emrakul here.
he's gonna grapple for the
Dang,
Emrakul.
Neller deep feed went in.
Yeah.
Oh no, I guess I'll just get this Emrakul.
Going to 14 on that grapple. And cast Emrakul, 5 your board, attack for 5. Yeah, that's how this deck draws it up, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
7. Plus 7. 5 to the board? 5. Don't do it.
Wipe your board.
It's stuff like that that makes you wonder if
Yeah,
they
get that out of there.
if they put the extra toughness on Deep Fiend in in
13.
in this situation in mind.
Just in anticipation.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised, but Elder Deep Fiend is a 5/6 that you can emerge for 7 and costs 8. So I think it's equally likely that they just win in on that.
On the count up.
Right.
It would also not surprise me if Wizards' desks were aligned on perfect lines of longitude and latitude.
That would not surprise me at all. Alright, so what do you do here with this Emrakul turn?
You cast one of them and then no, you just tap them out.
Well, you can swing with the Shambling Ven into Emrakul.
Negate itself. Yep.
Yeah. So you take 2, you gain 2, and then he doesn't have enough mana unless he draws a land to even use the Displacer.
Oh no!
Yeah, draws the wrong land.
Gotta get one out there.
Yeah, Emrakul flies.
Yeah.
The card has flying.
Emrakul's just gonna fly right over.
Yeah, it's Independence Day. Here it comes. I love that art. I love the big poster of it.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's just it's the best Independence Day.
13 in the
Yep. Take 13.
I'm dead.
Welcome to Earth.
Game 3.
Special credit if you can. You really have to snap this one off in the chat too. Who was the president Independence Day?
I don't think there's any special credit actually available for that.
If you're a GameSwap Mason regular and you come see me,
Soren instead.
uh,
I didn't know you had Emrakul.
I'll give you some special credit.
Got greedy.
Spoilers, you don't want special credit from Taylor. It's
I learned
it's nothing that you won't, trust me.
You're not wrong.
lessons are good to learn.
sometimes.
Alright,
So
so
I'm gonna Google this now. This is the way my brain works. I can't.
I did not see a single Ishkanaz.
Tyler's
Maybe.
not shuffling, which is
Yeah, he wants to. That was a beautiful board state he constructed.
I see. I'd be a little bit tilted if I was Tony and my opponent was just like laying it all out there. Like, come on, man, let's get to game 3. We got 15 minutes.
Freaking double clash though. That sucked
Oh,
too.
nice. I remember
He
now.
had one, so okay, yeah, clash my angel.
That's
Here's
great.
another one.
No.
While you're googling things, will you look up some Raisin Bran deals,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
Labor
yeah.
Day sales on Raisin Bran?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about the?
So 20, almost 24 ounces of Raisin Bran's about $3.60
Okay,
is the best you're gonna do.
that's the best.
Yeah, well, I mean, Google Express, whatever that is that like Amazon Prime, but
I think
Google's
so.
version?
Yeah, I think so.
It has the 13-ounce box for $3.60.
Whoa, that's
Yeah, they're getting you.
not where you want to be.
They're getting you. Concur.
I think your favorite against Bam.
Oh man, and I guess you can buy the individual cups. Oh, this is the way. This is the place to be. They're expensive, but I think you can. This is where you want to be because you could take this cup of raisin like with the little peel back lids
Mm-hmm.
that you might get at a hotel that's still low rent enough to give you the continental breakfast, but they want to be the highest rent, low rent hotel, so they have the nicest continental breakfast.
I see.
We're all Magic players. We've all stayed in them. You want to find the nicest low rent motel.
Yeah, you want that continental breakfast.
See, we were just in Grand Prix Indy. We stayed at a hotel that was too nice, and we didn't have free internet.
Yeah,
Much rather been a Holiday Inn Express,
I really liked the hotel we were in though. It was a nice hotel.
and it did not have bed bugs.
No bed bugs in this one.
I feel really bad about that.
Yeah, it's whatever. That $1,300 was burning a hole in my pocket anyway.
John had to get the whole apartment done. So Tony's on the play. We had 2 keeps, and the comes into play tap land. That's right where you want to be now.
Turn 1 vessel is just a great play.
This is the first turn 1 play Tyler's had in the match. But this just makes every blue land he could put into play now is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So you're gonna get the clash Tony's turn 3, or if he just passes back, you get the vessel here, which is the strongest. Yeah, clash it all.
He's thinking. He doesn't really care about a displacer.
Really? All right.
What's he gonna displace? This Lasher?
It lets you
When
it lets you dominate combat.
Yeah.
I love that card.
you do what now?
There's not a lot of combat happening in this matchup, though,
dumb.
as we saw.
Magical stuff.
Don't do that. That thing sucks. I don't like it.
Tony's not a fan of what's it, Mirkwood Lasher?
I believe so. Something Lasher.
I definitely cast it in our team seal practice.
It's a good one. Team sealed.
That makes this Nissus pill.
Yeah, and the emerge card there. All right, so we have a third land.
That's not what you get.
I don't know what we're gonna see here.
Really matters.
See a pilgrimage.
Unless you want Pilgrim's Eye.
We can see Pilgrim's Eye, a go.
Pilgrim's Eye is a strong
You know
one.
that look. You have too many plays and you can't decide what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the pilgrimage. Put a couple lands into play here.
Just one.
No.
Yeah, get that force out of here.
Oh, wait.
So at least Tyler's lands match. Like he's
Yeah.
got magic lands.
He
Tony's
does
all
not.
over the
His
place. I don't like that.
coasts do not match.
Oh, they don't?
No,
That's
which is
unfortunate.
fine. It's a rare.
No, that's not okay. It's like a $2 rare. That's not cool.
Not the Apocalypse one there.
Sure, get all the new one.
I'm a little. Well, he's a fancy boy.
17.
Not fancy enough to have matching lands, apparently.
Well, he wants to have the nicest land. He pulled that one out of his EDH deck. You
Let's
know
be
how it
real.
is.
It's not foil. Let's be real. That wasn't in a commander deck. If he had one foil one, I'd be really on to him.
Am I misbranding that? Is that what that is? Is it no longer EDH? It's Commander.
It is now commander. But
All right.
nobody actually cares. Most people still just call it EDH.
Listen, the suits from Wizards could be
Like this
listening to
shit?
this, looking for their next great commentator.
They're
I
not
should-
gonna find it here. Sorry, guys.
All
Best
right.
to just move on.
So we got 2 Eldrazi Displacers facing down the hopefully 5th land drop from Tyler, because
Well, he got one off of the
Right.
Distant Pilgrimage, so
Yeah,
he's definitely got
right.
a 5th.
all right, I just didn't know if he was actually going to get played or not.
Ishkana.
All the scooters.
The Ishy and Scratchy
Yeah,
show here.
let's blink some Ishkanas.
What? Bounce it? Bounce it a whole bunch. Plan. Let's get rid of all your spooters.
Ishkanah plays an interesting role in this deck. I just realized it protects you from the Blighted Fen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get rid of Ishkana.
Yeah.
We got a clue. I don't get a 6 yet.
Also,
11.
gums up the ground like nothing else.
Yeah, that's just what you want to be doing.
It's great to like emerge out when the time comes.
Actually, my runs turn.
His graveyard management is a little bit tilting, but let it go.
Smash.
Yeah, it's almost like he's a dredge player, spreading it out as much
Right.
as he can.
Like he just wants to keep track of types for Emrakul, but
Oh, I see.
so he's got 4 types right now.
See, but then if you do that, you can't keep track of spell mastery. Right? We
Unless
gotta
you
draw
have,
the line somewhere.
sorcery, Yeah. Passing turn on 6 mana.
Another smasher.
Only
Yeah,
1 red.
His life total's getting to like a precarious position here too.
Yeah. Like he's
'Cause it-
getting swung on for 8 right now if Tony wants to.
See what you're
More
doing.
if it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I love this play. I don't know if he was sandbagging that, but if he was, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So if you've got a Kozilek's return here, I think you fire it off.
You just cast it.
Because that's your out.
5? Uh-oh.
Flash for 4.
Alright.
Okay. It's aggressive, but
I guess. 6 ya? Down to 5. Why not play a third one?
Really?
That's
Yes,
real
sir.
aggressive.
Okay.
yeah. You don't have to worry about displacer or the
I really didn't want me to see your
Return.
hand for some reason.
yeah.
I don't know why I didn't. Really don't have much.
So you deal with at least 2 of these without dealing 2 damage to ourselves.
And a creature doesn't do it.
Getting Ishkana back.
Yeah, Ishkan will do it.
I mean, Ishkanah does it, sure.
So you can only activate it twice, which gets rid of 2 of the spiders.
Come on, top deck.
I don't think you even choose to activate it twice. You definitely get in with everybody, and then you activate as needed.
Sure. Really don't want to be blinking that Ishkanah though. That's bad news.
Yeah, you're gonna lose a displacer to the Ishkanah on this attack, but that's fine.
Yeah, because if
this is
you
an interesting spot.
right, so if you swing it with all three, you're gonna lose a displacer. He's gonna lose 2 of his spiders with 1 activation of a displacer. But he has a shambling vent and an Eily, so he still has lethal on the swing back there.
Oh, he's thinking about activate the shambling vent, get in,
And then just cast Eily post
then
combat.
cast Eily. Yeah, you. That's a pretty good play. Because he's really got to block everybody. I don't think he can take a hit here.
He could take the 2.
It doesn't yield him anything to take the 2 though. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, he can keep 1 spider back, but yeah,
Sure.
I think he just want the highest life total possible at this point.
Especially because he doesn't have a mountain, and oh,
Yeah, getting rid of 1 displacer doesn't do much.
Go ahead. 22.
Spider in between the lands now.
he's feeling very at home,
It's a land now.
cuddled in there.
Yep.
It's almost like the Homer Simpson meme where he
He just disappears back into
bushes.
the hedge, yeah.
comes back out.
Alright, so what's in this hand? So grapple's good here.
I think you need a you need an Elder Deep Fiend.
Sure. I think the best you could do is like grapple into getting a Kozilek's Return in the yard and drawing an Elder Deep Fiend. He's got the
Problem-
Deep Fiend. He's got the grapple.
He's gonna take 1 off casting.
The Kozilek's
Oh,
Return.
you want to grapple to try and get a Kozilek's Return?
Well, if he's got a Kozilek's Return in hand,
You just cast it and then cast a Deep
I'm
Fiend.
totally fine with that. Yeah,
You
take
could-
the 1.
Well,
wipe his
no,
board.
you can't because he would take 1 on casting Return and 1 on casting the Deep
Oh, I
Fiend.
see. He only has the 1
Very interesting.
What is this?
orb.
Witchbane Orb?
No, the orb of warding.
He's like, what?
I don't understand that at all.
I don't know what this card does.
So it reduces all the damage that a creature would deal by 1. So each of those Eldrazi displacers is only going to deal 1 to him.
Yeah, so I think I think you grapple.
It also gives
ri-
him hexproof.
I think the right play was to grapple to try and get a Kozilek's Return to the bin,
Right.
and then upkeep cast your Deep Fiend on him.
Move to combat. I got you.
Because you definitely have to mop up this board.
Yeah.
This aggression will not stand.
This aggression will not stand.
He goes to 1 on casting the Deep Fiend.
Right. I guess he's just his out is Emrakul at this point.
In your upkeep.
Okay.
Sure. It's fine. No, don't try to tap it as your upkeep, bro. There we go. Interesting. The lands really got. I just didn't think turn 3, 4, and 5 displacer would.
So there were a couple turns early where he could have fired off just a Kozilek's Return, just to get it in his yard, and that's a big part of this matchup.
Here we
Well,
are.
mill first.
Did he resolve the first part of the grapple?
No.
Can we do that?
Probably should, but
Probably should have. Would,
Pass. Yeah, you didn't know.
mean, it doesn't matter now, but if you hit like an Emrakul, it's like Kiora. Jeez.
Block. Take 2. Take 1.
You're at 1, so.
Reduces. That's right. You got it. Cool. Go ahead. Keep. Look at that.
I hit him at 1.
Yeah.
From the. Did he take the 1 off casting Deep Fiend? He took 1 when he cast Deep Fiend? Did we write that down? There's what?
No, he was at.
Alright, so apparently we had the wrong life total. Tyler's at 5.
Okay.
And here's this Emrakul.
And here's this Emrakul.
Has been announced.
Yeah.
Oh, he's at 5.
Wow, that totally changes this. I mean, obviously, his Emrakul's insane here, as Emrakuls often are.
Turn 1.
So he's taking his opponent's turn here.
So you don't want to swing into the Emrakul with the Isley.
Cool. 31.
Sacking 3 creatures to gain 9 life. I like that.
There you go.
You have an Emrakul, you don't care. Let's get one of those lives off of there with this Caves of Koilos.
Yeah, you want to leave him in a nice round number.
Pin 1.
There you go. It's a nice round even.
Isn't Isley get like a special ability if you're at 30 or more life though? So maybe it was just better to swing in and kill the Emrakul?
Exile that.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, so Isley allows you to sacrifice another creature to exile target non-land permanent
Exile that.
if you're at 30 or more.
2.
So he's got to sacrifice another creature, right?
2.
You're right. That one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sacrifice
sacrificing-
another creature is part of the cost there.
Turn 3.
So you can't just like
You can't just pay 3 to get guys out of the way.
just machine gun guys out of the way for 3.
He's got to pay the costs there.
Sure.
This is actually the Wild West of Magic right now.
So we got to read. We're not, you don't resolve parts of grapples of the past.
Somebody up there is listening. You should put a pause on this real quick
Yeah, because I don't think
and get a judge involved.
I would get a judge involved. This is anytime there's a gameplay error, people out there in Streamland find a
Oh, well, we got a concession.
find a judge
What's my next?
and figure it out.
Get rid of stuff. Yes.
Almost had it. So close.
Almost had
All right, well,
a draw.
that went to turn, so it shouldn't be a long turnaround now between matches. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to go check in with some people,
You weren't lying.
and
That was
we'll
the
be right back here
grindest.
on Top Deck Productions.
You take 6. The painful truths are extremely painful for you. And these stupid scions are protecting me from Liliana.
Did you have it? 10?
actual stone
Actual
rain?
stone rain. This
What are
time,
you
no,
doing?
go. This is the situation. This is fine.